Hello.
Yes,
Good
hello,
morning,
Rajat.
sir.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Hello.
Yes,
Am I
yes, sir.
audible? Alright.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Let us start now. I am going to slide. Is it changing?
Sir, it's not visible.
Slide is changing or not? Not visible. अरे यार पूरे स्क्रीन करके visible नहीं है. Now is it visible?
No, sir.
Is- yeah. Let me try again. Share screen. Now is it visible?
No, sir.
Is it visible or not?
No, sir.
Still not. Okay.
Still not, sir.
Let me. It is not visible.
So it is showing that it is presenting, but nothing is visible.
Sir, it is visible.
Let me now. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Now it's visible, sir. Yes, sir.
Is it changing or not? Is it changing?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Yes,
Visible. No, sir.
And now it's changing.
Yes, sir.
How many of you are not getting it changed?
Yes, sir.
Is it visible?
Yes, sir. We are on 7th slide.
Yes.
I am making it full and then after I will check what is the position. What is written?
Financial management.
It's the definition of financial management.
Okay then. Now, I was here with these 10 points of for learning finance, and the first one was the time value of money, which we have already discussed yesterday. Second is cash is the king, incremental cash that counts, tax biases decision, risk return trade-off, the balancing of the two, and all risks are not equal. Some risks can be diversified and some cannot be. We have been up to this stage. All right?
Yes, sir.
It's okay now?
Yes, sir.
Okay then. Now I'm coming to the next point because 2 points are left. See here, a very important problem which we are facing in case of corporate management, that is the agency problem. Now see what is this agency problem. Whenever we are using this term agent or agency in case of business, it means there are two parties involved. Always keep this in mind. The two parties involved will be there. The two parties will be there. One is the principal and another one is the agent. Agent is one who is working on behalf of the principal. So this is the relationship between the principal and the agent. And this relationship we see in all type of principal agency relationships. Here in this case, the agency problem, whatever we are going to consider, this problem is somewhat different from the general problem. In case of, if you are supplying goods and you have appointed some agents, then in that case what will happen? The ownership of the goods, that will remain with you as a principal, and agent will work on your behalf. So whatever profit will be earned, that will be transferred to you. It will not be the profit of the agent. Agent will only get some amount in the form of commission. So this is a relationship which we find in case of general business. Now here also somewhat related to that you will find. See, in case of company form of organization, the shareholders, they are the owner of the business. They have contributed to the capital and they are getting benefit of the operations of business at the end, when all the other constituents or the stakeholders, they have been paid or they have got their due. After that, if some amount remains, then he will be paid. So this organization, this institution of the equity shareholders or the individual, they will be getting the benefit at after all they have been paid, but they are the people who have started business. They are the people who have taken maximum risk. Now see the other situation in case of this company form of organization. There are hundreds and thousands of shareholders who have purchased the share of the company, but they have never visited or they have never seen where the company exists. They have never gone to that place. They have never seen where is the company. They have never seen where from the goods are coming, how many employees are working, what is their pay structure, how they are being maintained. They are not knowing about that. Many shareholders you will find they have not purchased, they have not gone to the factory, they have not gone to the company, they don't know about that. But they are the owner. And the companies they are running also, they are successful, they are earning profit, they are contributing to their dividends also. How it is possible? The possibility is only due to this agency, because these shareholders, they are appointing their agents. And these agents are what we call in our management terminology, they are the board of directors. They have appointed the members of the board of directors in the annual general meeting. They have voted for that. That means final decision is in their hands, and the managers, the directors, they are going to operate that particular business. So at the head of any organization or structure, if you are going to design, you will find that we are generally writing shareholders at the top because they are the owner. But they are not managing the business. They have appointed the people who will be working on their behalf. So the agents will be in the form of the board of directors, but the board of directors also. All the members of the board, they are not operating or they are not involved in day-to-day affairs of the business. Okay. Then what they do? They have appointed the chief executive officer, CEO, or they have appointed what we used to call in the older books, you will find managing director or the chairman of the board. Or same person, then that is C and MD, chairman and managing director. So the next position after the board of directors, that used to be the chairman of the board or the managing director. This person is at the helm of affair and he is looking after the operations of the business. Now see this relationship. Managers, they are working on behalf of the shareholders. Okay. So the managers will always have to think in terms of providing benefit to the shareholder, because the agency relationship that says that the agents will have to work in the best interest of the principal. This is the relationship and this is the terminology which we use, that the agents will have to work in the best interest of the principal. And in this case, the principal are the equity shareholders, which we understand. Now the question is that the money has been contributed by some other people and it is being used by some other people, because we are related with the money side. Naturally, we will be concentrating on the money side, monetary side. We will not be concentrating that, okay, how it is being managed and how the meeting is going to be held and what are the different type of representatives there, whether the female members are there or not. So there is a whole lot of problems. They are the part of our this company act, of course, women representatives, independent directors, many things are there, the corporate social responsibility and many aspects they have been covered in the act. We are not concerned with that in this particular course. We are basically related with the financial side. So money has been contributed by the equity shareholders. Money has come from other sources, but our main concern is the equity shareholder, which we have discussed so far. Further discussions will also come, which will make the point more clear. But at this stage, you will have to understand. Money has been contributed by the owner, that is the equity shareholder, but that is being managed by their agent. And these agents are the managers in the organization. The managers will have to work in the best interest of the equity shareholders. Now you have to see and you have to gauge, you have to judge. Are they really working in the best interest of the shareholders, or they are satisfying their own requirements? In most of the cases, you will find that the amount of payment whatever are going to be made to the executives, they are very high, and the companies they are maintaining them because they are the people who are the knowledge workers. You can say they are the persons who are having the capacity, capabilities to run the organization. So the companies, they are paying heavily to these type of people because they are going to bring new ideas, they are going to operate the business, they are going to take risks at the different levels. But generally we find that the amount of payment and the manipulations, whatever are being done at the level of these managers, they are not in the best interest. So there is a dilemma. Managers won't work for owners unless it is in their best interest. But in case of company form, there are certain provisions which are being made. Say, for example, the members of the board, they are being appointed. Then in that case, what will happen? Please set aside the independent directors, or those who are what we call in other terminology, we say that they are the ornamental directors. They are not going to consider them. But the directors are there. Once they join, just to cover this or just to consider that, okay, their money is also involved in the business, there are some shares which they have to purchase. That is called statutory shares. So there are some shares they will have to purchase in the company. So in case of board, the members of the board. No doubt it will not be that much, but once your own money is at a stake, once your own money is there, naturally you will consider that my money that should not face any liquidity or liquidation, I can say not liquidity. So the money that whatever is there, if it is being contributed by the board members, naturally they will be taking decisions which will be in their own interest also. That's why, okay, whenever we are being appointed, the shareholder, the managers, at higher level, the board of directors level, they have to purchase share of that particular company so that their own money is at stake. Naturally, it is expected that once their own money is at stake, they will be working in the best interest. And if their own interest is involved, so in this case, they will be they will not be going against, or they will not be simply helping their own, helping themselves in their own way. They will be considering that, okay, it should work, or we have to work in the best interest of the contributors to the capital. But this agency problem is a very important problem because the agency cost is very high. The cost, whatever we are paying to these people, the amount of money, mainly in terms of perquisites, whatever we are going to pay, whatever we are going to maintain, they are very high. So the agency cost, we will have to calculate how much we are paying for the different type of decisions which are being taken by the company. So this is one problem, and the gap between the two, the owner and the manager, that is creating this type of problem, and we have to consider that. So this is another important aspect in case of finance, which we have to define. Time to time, we are going to discuss this aspect also. The curse of competitive market. See, in economics, we have been taught from the very beginning that if you have got a very good project and you are earning abnormal profit, so it will not be continuing for a very long time. Why? Because we are considering that our economy is competitive one. It is not the monopoly that, okay, you are the only supplier, so whatever price you are going to charge, whatever profit you are going to take, and the customers, they will have to bear that, they will have to go with that. It is not like that. It is a competitive market. We are considering all the time. So whenever we are understanding, we are going to understand this financial side of any organization, we have to keep in mind that we are operating in competitive market. And what is there in competitive market? If you have searched for some projects which are profitable, then you will find that after some time, some other company, they have also entered into that particular segment, that particular market. They have also started to invest in that because they are finding that there is profit available. So naturally, the other parties, they will also be coming. What will happen? Gradually, you will find that the economy, that is no doubt, economy is growing. It's okay. But when you are going to consider that I should go for that project, which is having higher amount of return at this stage, and you are going for that particular business, after some time you will find that there are some other parties who have also entered into it. So that's why they say in finance, they say that okay, it is the curse of competitive market. The competition is there. So you will have to face that. Once you are going to face this competition, under that condition, what you are going to do? You are going to, sometimes you will be reducing the price, sometimes you will be going for research and developmental expenses, sometimes you are going to introduce a new product, sometimes you will have to leave the market and you will be searching some other market also. So it is hard to find exceptionally profitable projects. There are many operators in this market. There are many companies which are operating in this particular business. So there is competition. We will have to accept that there is competition, and this competition will always find, and this competition is there in case of getting finance also. You are going to issue shares. Okay, the other company, they have also issued shares. And say, for example, if the other company is very successful, they are very profitable. You are also profitable, no problem. But the other company is contributing more in terms of the dividend, in terms of expansion, then what will happen? You will not be getting your shares subscribed. The other company share, they will be subscribed. So there is competition not only for the supply of goods. There is competition in the market for getting money from the market itself. You are going to take loan from the bank. The bank is going to evaluate your project, and they will be looking into the details. What is your project? How much is the amount of finance that is required? How much is money coming from your side? How much money you are going to take from the market? How much money you are going to take from the other financial institutions? Because you have to prepare the project. The company is, the bank is going to evaluate your project, but the bank is not evaluating only your project. There are many other projects, there are many other companies which have applied for this finance. If the bank considers that the other projects, they are viable and they are more profitable, naturally they will be financing them. And if suppose they are financing you, they will say that, okay, we will be able to finance only 80% or 60%, 70%. We are not going to finance you completely. This may be the reason, this may be the one reason. Why it is there? Because there is competition available. There are many others who are searching for this. So competitive market, banks are also facing competition because they are not only bank, there are many banks. So if one bank is not going to pay you, you will be going to the other bank may be paying you if they consider that okay, your project is viable. So competition is there, and this competition is not only for your own company. Competition is there from the supplier side also, and it is from the user side. So the curse of competitive market we are finding, and this competitive market you will find in case of the stock market, where your shares, they are being traded, because that is also a competitive market, and there are many options available with the investors. There are many companies, there are many profitable companies. There are many companies where the capital gain that can be attained within a very short period of time, as compared to another company, they will be more in that. So the competitive market will always have to consider. Why we are discussing this? The basic point for discussion is that we will have to take up, we will have to consider that there exists competition. We are not going to consider that, okay, there is monopoly, and then after that, we are going to take financial decisions related to the company. We are considering, no. It is the competitive market in which our business is operating. This competitive market is in terms of getting finance, it is competitive market in terms of supplying goods to the customer. There is competition of banks and financial institutions also, the supplier of money also. There are competition available. So the curse of competition, it is hard to find exceptionally profitable project. This is one side, but the competition is there, and this competition is no doubt this is going to help you because the competition that is going to generate different type of products, the customers, they are going to get benefit of that. We have seen in past when the competition that was kept very low. Take for example, in case of automobile industries, generally this example, there were only three suppliers in India. One was Hindustan Motor, which was producing these ambassador cars. Okay. Other than that, they have also produced earlier. The brand was Landmaster. Before that, when they started this Birla company, there was Hindustan 14. So this was, and they started this company in collaboration with one company in England, that was Bedford company. So that was one company. So I don't know if but there was one company, ambassador car everywhere. Okay. After that, it was the Fiat car, which was renamed as Premier Padmini. That was another car. And the third car that was coming from Madras side, that was this Standard Gadget. I am talking about these cars during 60s, 70s, this period, up to 80s. So these are the three car companies. The fourth car company in India that came, so there was no competition. What they did? There was a cartel. And the cartel was that we will be supplying these cars in this particular market for this particular purpose. For example, in eastern and northeastern India, only ambassador cars in taxi, finish. In western India and central India, it was only Premier Padmini and the Fiat, finish. And in southern part, it was only a Standard Gadget that was operating. So the cartel was there. According to the market, they used to produce. There was very less competition. They have created such type of cartel that the competition was maintained at very low level. But during 80s, the public sector company, that was not a public sector in the beginning, but it was taken over by the government of India. That is Maruti Suzuki, in collaboration with a Japanese company, the Suzuki Motors, the Maruti company that came. And they have started to manufacture single brand. That was Maruti 800. Okay, that was very successful. A small family, a small car. This was the slogan from where they had started. Now, in their complete brand, there are a whole lot of brands available now. They were producing Gypsy, they were producing Omni, they were going, but the Swift Desire, Baleno, many cars they have come into it. Many numbers. Now the competition is there, and they are not only. Honda is there. Then we are in the higher end international brands also. We are having Mercedes, which are being manufactured in India. We are also having BMWs. We are having this Opel Astra and all that. Many cars they have come from Japan also. They have come from Korea. Now the competition, it is completely a competitive market. Where are those three car companies now? Hindustan Motor closed because they could not develop, they could not change, they could not go for research and development and all this. They are not operating. Okay. Fiat car company, it is still there. Hindustan Gadget, the Standard Gadget, they have already closed much earlier. The competition is there. We have seen in Indian economy. This is the automobile industry. Now the dominant position is of Maruti Udyog Limited. It's the position we are finding. So, and this kind of competitive market we have to consider. It is hard to find exceptionally profitable projects. So naturally, we will have to face competition. We will find if the project is very profitable. Some other company will enter into the market. Your profitability will come down. You will have to operate in that. Very simple understanding we are going to keep in finance. And just in one line, I will tell you that we have to consider that we are operating in a competitive market situation. Finish. See the availability, because see what happens, in the corporate sector, whenever you are going to start a business, you are going to issue your shares, and if it is in the limited company, you are going to issue shares or like, so those who are interested in purchasing your share and becoming owner of that particular business, they will be buying the shares, you will be allotting them, you will be collecting money at different stages. So that's it. And in starting your business, maybe you are going to take 5 years, 6 years, 10 years time also. But till that time, your money or the money of the shareholder, that is at stake, because they may not be getting any benefit out of it, because the money is simply being used for the purpose of acquisition of different long-term assets. But if suppose your company is there and this company has become successful, and the shareholder, a new shareholder, after considering that okay, this company is successful, and that company, the shareholder, he wants to sell the existing share to the new shareholder, there should be a market where the buying and selling of shares that should take place. So that part is very important. The buying and selling of the shares. And for that purpose, for buying and selling shares, there should be a market. And that market we are calling the capital market. We are also using this term for capital market because there are different, we are also using one capital market, that is a stock exchange. So this stock exchange is nothing, it is the capital market where the shares, they are being traded. So that means when their shares are being traded, what is there? There is the interplay of demand and supply. There are some shareholders who are interested in selling their share, and there are other shareholders who are interested in buying those shares. So the efficient capital market, it should be available. We are considering that it is available in the economy. The markets are quick and prices are right. What is there in case of this? The efficiency of the capital market, when we are considering the efficiency, we are going to consider in terms of this perfect competition. That means there are a large number of buyers and sellers. The information they are available, and the same information are available to the buyer and to the seller. So the different features of perfect competition or the competitive market, they are there. Markets, they are highly reactive markets. They are very quick. Any information which is coming, that is being reflected at the marketplace, and the prices of the shares, they are going to fluctuate accordingly. So the availability of efficient capital market, we are going to consider. Where the players are there, those who are buying shares, they are selling shares. There are brokers who are in between the two. They are charging their brokerage. Informations are available. Any decision which is being taken at the market, at the company level, that is going to affect the price of the share at the stock market. There is so quick information transfer, and there is reaction related to those information that is very quick also. That's why we say that the markets are quick and the prices are right. So the prices, they will be modifying, they will be changing time to time. So that part will be there, which we are going to consider. The markets are quick and the prices are right. So the efficient market, large number of buyers and sellers, complete perfect market conditions we are going to consider. One company, one buyer or one seller is not going to influence the total market. Sometimes, okay, they are doing it, but we are considering that the market is efficient and the capital part that is there, the capital market that is available. So we are taking up in this particular manner. So this is another important part. So time to time we will be referring to the capital market, money market, debt market, equity market. Different type of markets are there. We will discuss later later. But the efficient capital market, its availability we are going to consider, and they are quick. They are highly responsive to whatever situations are arising. Government on the day of budget, any decision is taken, that will be affected on the stock. That's why you will find that whenever the budgets are being presented, their effect you will find at the stock market. any situation change you are getting in the economy due to any reason, you will find that the stock market that is being affected. So this is the efficient capital market, its availability, its operations, its the flow of information, the flow of money, all these different aspects we are going to consider. So the efficient capital market and its availability, we are going to consider in this manner. Now see the last point, which is important for the purpose of understanding finance. And of course, there are so many things which we listen or which we come across most of the time. That is the ethical behavior. Very important part is this, because you are playing with the money of somebody. You are playing with the money, the hard-earned money of some people. You are going to play with that. But you should not play in your own interest. So the agency problem is there. Now see what is happening. The ethical behavior. It is doing the right thing. So you should do the right thing, whatever is required. And ethical dilemmas are everywhere in finance. It's always fine. Now, very simple examples which are in the international books, you will find the name like Enron. So what happened to that? This is not a secret now. We know about that, how they have manipulated the information, how they have manipulated the money. And in India also, many times we have seen, and we have started with this very a giant in information technology. That was Satyam, one time, second to Infosys. But where is it now? It is not there in the market in the same name. It has been sold. And the another company which has taken it, that is Tech Mahindra. So the infrastructure what they have developed, Tech Mahindra has taken it, but the Satyam company at one time, a very successful company. But they have manipulated information. They have manipulated the prices of the share. So the ethical side of finance you will have to consider. Everywhere you will find that what you have to do, what are the things which you have to consider, what are the right things which you have to do. That is very important. And manipulations, the window dressing, we are doing in case of business. So the ethical side of business, that is another important part. And we find that we are manipulating things. We are changing in such a manner that it is giving completely different picture the outside world. So these are the 10 points which we have to know, and we have to keep them in mind whenever any decision we are going to take related with finance. Take for example, I am going backward from here. The ethical side, ethical behavior, very important part is this. And in case of this ethical behavior, now we are having the behavioral finance side. So not only ethical side, but the different other type of behavior also of the rationality and irrationality in the behavior of the investor. So the behavioral side, that is very important nowadays, and a complete set of a study that has come up in the name of the behavioral finance. So a higher level of study that will be. That is another part of it. So ethical side is one. Efficient capital market, its availability, we will have to consider that it is available in the economy. In India, we are having so many stock exchanges in different cities, no doubt. Bombay Stock Exchange is the most prominent one. We are having Reliance Range and others also, which are operating in different cities. So the efficient capital market, where the trading of shares that is taking place. So the competition is always there. You will have to consider that exceptionally highly profitable projects, they will be difficult to be maintained for a longer time. You will have to work as an agent of the shareholder. So in the best interest of the shareholders, you will have to take decisions. So that is the agency side. Risks are always there. Some risks they can be diversified, some risks they cannot be diversified. So systematic risks, there's systematic risks. You have already studied in economics, so that part is there. Risk and return we have already considered. Without understanding this risk and return and the relationship between the two, it will be very difficult for us to understand what is finance is and how it is operating. Taxes will always be there. See, about tax, we know you cannot avoid death and taxes. This is one sentence which is being used about tax. The death and taxes, they cannot be avoided. We are operating in such an economy where these things they will continue. It is an incremental. So in case of this cash flow, there are three things which are important. One was the tax, because it is after tax. After tax, what is the position of your inflow? You have to calculate. And it is incremental cash flow, not total. Because if something has changed, some part has changed, so that part will have to be considered. So it is the incremental cash flow that is important, and it is the cash flow itself. So the cash has got the supreme position in finance, not the profit side. Profit is important. We don't say that profit is not important. This is not like that. But the position of cash, that is very important. So we are going to consider it. And the cornerstone of your financial understanding, that is your time value of money. Very important part is here. 1 rupee of today is better than 1 rupee of tomorrow. See, if these 10 points are there, they will be discussed at some stage in some manner for calculation and for taking different type of decisions. So these are the basic points which we have to keep in mind. Okay. Based on that, and I think, let me check the time so that I should not take the. Okay. Now, okay, all of you should sign so that your attendance that should be ensured. So on Saturday. On Saturday we will be meeting. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.